Hi guys, and welcome back to Crypto Chester. I'm here today to give you a Bitcoin update. Some very interesting stuff is happening on the short-term time frame, the mid-term time frame, and the long-term. We're going to be covering all of that. We're going to be starting off the video with a bit of on-chain stuff because funding rates right now, guys, you can see they have not been this high since 2021, back in the bull market from previous years, right? So you can see we've not been that high since all the way back in November 2021. Absolutely crazy stuff. So that essentially shows us, guys, that a lot of people are insanely bullish. A lot of people are in longs right now. So you're going to get paid a lot of money every 8 hours to essentially hold your shorts from the other side, right? So very, very interesting stuff from the on-chain perspective. Let's get deep down and dirty into the charts because there's some very interesting stuff that I want to talk to you guys about. Because yesterday we were talking about basically a massive dump to the downside off this volume weighted ATR band if we didn't hold that support. We held that support and we actually saw a break to the upside. Very, very clean Bitcoin trade, guys. Very, very clean long. Really, really nice here. You can see we saw a nice move to the upside. The measure move was like so. Really, really nice and clean. We're waiting for that candle body close above the 15-minute volume weighted ATR band that you can see just there. The 15-minute volume weighted ATR band. We were waiting for the candle body close. Just above that, we got it. We tested a level of resistance on this top side in terms of a horizontal. We came back down and then we retested the volume weighted ATR band and that horizontal level of resistance. That was the clear entry point. Really, really clean stuff. First TP, very, very, very shallow, guys. Was at 42785. Take profit one here, and then it just rode all the way to the completion of the measure move, made around 2.37% on a spot perspective there. Really, really nice stuff. Now, you're probably thinking, what is going to happen now with Bitcoin? And considering I was pretty bearish at these areas here, if we were going to lose this area, I was pretty bearish yesterday, admittedly. That's absolutely fine. I was wrong. But what we can say now is, on the macro time frame, guys, that we've got potential for an even bigger pullback to come through, okay? We're going to pull back, okay? We're going to pull back. It's just whether let's look at market structure in a second to see the proper areas that we need to be looking at if we're going to break this current high. So I'm just going to cover the midterm time frame and look at some chart patterns for a second, guys, because it is quite interesting to see what we're seeing here from this perspective. On the 4-hour time frame, you can see that we've got, actually, let me get rid of some indicators so it's easy for you guys to see here. My chart gets a bit polluted sometimes. You know how it is. So you can see here we've got a very, very clean area of resistance, okay? Very, very clean area of resistance. Tested this multiple times. Tested this in the most recent pump to the upside. The momentum, let's discuss momentum from this area from previous resistance. You can see nice 3%, 4% move to the downside from there. We saw a nice wave, 2% there. And you can see momentum is essentially potentially increasing from this area. So it's quite interesting to see us not have that much momentum at this time. So this does give me the implication on the short-term time frame, guys, that we're going to have some short-term downside for Bitcoin, okay? Which is absolutely fine because the chart pattern that we have just created here from on this chart, from this massive level of support and the resistance that we've just basically found over the last sort of 8 to 12 hours there, you can see that we've actually got a really, really nice bull flag, guys. It's a lovely uptrend, and we've got a downward sloping parallel channel at the top of that uptrend. That creates a bull flag scenario. Bull flags, they tend to usually break to the upside, guys. So that's obviously a very bullish sign for Bitcoin here on more of the macro sort of scale here. We're going to be looking for a measure move, and the measure move is going to be a nice move to the upside. Again, bullish if we break this zone here. Really, really clean. Breaking around 43.5, that sort of area. It's going to be worth probably... It's going to be worth around 7.2%, guys. Very, very interesting stuff. Now, let's throw some indicators in there because we want to get some points of resistance there because we're not just going to be blindly long in this all the way up. We're going to be staggering those take profits up as we go. And then once we hit our first take profit, move our stop loss to our entry point. So then we're in a risk-free position. Before we carry on with the video, guys, before we get into the market structure, very important stuff, guys, for the macro timeframes, I just want to say I've partnered up with BitUnex, guys, and they're doing a 5,500 USDT bonus if you register with them and hit the deposit criteria. And they're actually a really, really nice exchange, guys. Really, really nice UI. And they offer really, really good pairs and essentially no KYC as well, okay? So if you're looking for that, they're based in Dubai. Really, really good stuff. And also, guys, I am going to be doing a copy trading $5,000 challenge to $100,000 over the next sort of 6 months to a year or so. Going to be starting that very, very soon. So again, head over to Fairdesk. Link is in the description if you want to get involved with that copy trading challenge as well. Moving on to Bitcoin again, guys, and looking at these targets here because this is where it gets important because there's very, very strong targets here for Bitcoin here. You can see we're actually testing this 30-minute volume weighted ATR band, guys, and you can see last time we tested this, we actually had pretty horrific resistance, okay? So I really would expect a bit more downside here on the short-term time frame here for Bitcoin here on the micro. I would expect a bit more downside in terms of the areas that we could be looking for here. You can see we've got a bounce point on this zone for support again when we did come down from the area that we're currently at. So in terms of a short-term prediction for Bitcoin, probably would expect 0.67 move to the downside, probably testing that area of around 42.6, okay, and then probably another move to the upside, being very, very bullish. There's a lot of news being released about ETFs, and deadlines are coming to a close now, guys, so very, very interesting stuff. The fundamental is essentially pushing us up right now, so it's very, very bullish. Let's look at this position again, guys, because we've got the 60-minute volume-weighted ATR band. We've got the 4-hour up there as well. These are obviously going to be very, very key areas of resistance there. We need to be using these as take profits, or depending on where we're going to enter here for this lovely long position, an entry point, okay? So the entry point I really would be looking for here for this Bitcoin long would be just above this area. You can see candle body closes above this area from before, have seen a very, very nice little spike in the price. So if we are judging that on momentum, probably would be doing something along the lines of that, and then using that volume-weighted ATR band as the first take profit there. So in terms of percentages for that entry to first TP, it's going to be around 1% move, guys. If you're 10xing leverage on that, on BitUnex, you're going to be looking at around... You're going to be looking at around 10%, okay? It's going to be a nice 10% move for Bitcoin, so that's definitely something to be looking out for there. And obviously, you know the score, guys. Once you hit your first take profit, take your stop loss to entry, and then you're in a risk-free trade, and you can basically run this bad boy all the way up to the top risk-free. Because if the whales reverse on you and you come back down to entry point, yes, you get stopped out, but you've already taken profit, okay? You've already taken profit on a lump of your equity in that position, okay? So definitely something that you need to be looking out for there for a trading strategy. Moving on to the macro time frame, guys, because this is very, very interesting. We're going to look at some key points as to why we are potentially bullish and bearish in these certain situations, okay? So let's have a look at the stochastic for a second, guys. Starting off on the daily, you can see we've just actually had a bullish crossover here on the daily stochastic, guys. Very, very important. This usually means we're going to see a nice move to the upside here on the stochastic RSI. Usually when we see crossovers and stuff like that, we usually see a nice big move to the upside, okay? So it's definitely something to be looking out for there, guys. If we do see a spike and this does come up, very, very bullish indeed. Bullish sign locked in. Now, let's look at market structure, guys, because market structure higher lows is down at $25,000, okay? $25,000 is the higher low market structure, as you can see from this point. We have had a pullback, a significant pullback recently down to 40,200, but unfortunately that's not confirmed just yet, guys, because we haven't broke the high, okay? It's very, very simple stuff. This is not confirmed yet because we haven't broke this high. When we break this high, this is going to be the bullish market structure that we need to respect. So the big question that we're asking ourselves now is, are we going to break this high? Are we going to confirm this market structure? Or are we going to see a sail down even further to the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement and then the volume-weighted ATR bands 4-hour, 3-day, and 1-day? In my opinion, I do think we need to come down. I don't like the idea as this being a confirmed high alert at 40,200. The reasoning for this is, guys, is because if you're looking at CME gaps, you've got a massive CME gap down at around 39,000 to 40,000. We need to fill that because otherwise it's just going to be pulling us right back down in the future, which I'm not really looking forward to. I mean, we have got a CME gap down at around 29,000 as well, and also one down at around 27,000. So maybe we're going to see some big pullbacks coming into January, February before we come up to the halvening in April. So those areas to be looking out for there in the future as well. But for the short term here, well, the macro here for Bitcoin, I would really be looking out for coming back down to the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement and having a really nice clean bounce from this area. I can't tell you the long position that I'm going to be entering when we're touching this level of support, guys. It's going to be absolutely huge, okay? So ideally, from probably a biased perspective, I do actually want to come down and test this area so I can make a load of cash, right? That's sort of the idea. We usually have around a 10% bounce from Fibonacci 3-day volume-weighted ATR band, daily volume-weighted ATR band. So yeah, it's going to be a really, really nice position there for us to be getting involved with. So yeah, in terms of market structure, back to that point, guys, we're still going to be bullish even if we come down to here, but what I am looking for here is whether we're going to break this high, okay? So that's what I would say about the market structure for Bitcoin. Now let's look at the hash ribbons, guys. Hash ribbons is the hash rate for Bitcoin, and this is obviously it's extending. The higher that this goes, the more bullish it is, and you can see it's been extending for a very, very long time. So that's another bullish sign that we need to be looking out for there as well. And hey, it has been extended for a considerable amount of time, so maybe a little pullback on that wouldn't be out of the question and probably is needed, guys. Okay, so it's kind of like an overextended RSI. It is bullish on the way up to it, but when you've been there for too long, you need to come down. You need a bit of a sell-off, okay? So I would expect a bit of a pullback coming through on the hash ribbons, which is bearish. Again, on, I think this is the money flow index, maybe? Got that wrong? Yeah, money flow index, guys. You can see here we have had that bearish crossover. That's not what I'm on about. You can see we have had that bearish crossover on this indicator, creating that downside, creating that momentum to the downside, which we have seen recently. And you can see this is actually getting further apart, and we have seen this bearish control zone actually get activated because we're coming down to this central point here as well, guys. So this is a bearish sign to be looking out for there as well. Now, again, we do have the vortex indicator, another indicator that I'm looking into, guys. Don't really know that much about it at the moment, but the negative and the positive is the blue and the negative is the red. When we see these crossover, the red to the upside, the pink to the upside, usually is a bearish sign as well, guys. Okay, so what I think has happened in terms of the chart right now, basically people have gone, oh my god, ETFs are going to be coming out fairly soon. I see people rallying about it on Twitter. That literally, the moment we see any sort of downside for Bitcoin, people just start, like, all the major influencers just start tweeting about the ETFs and get everyone riled up again, and then everyone starts to buy Bitcoin again, and yeah, it creates a lot of hype, a lot of FOMO coming into the chart again, guys. So that's probably what I think has happened here. Bit of a bear trap as well, because we do need a pullback. Everyone knows we need a pullback, so why wouldn't they have a nice big dump and then convince everyone that we're going to crash down even further to this level, which I want to come to, and then pump it to the moon? Okay, so I think they liquidated like $700 million worth of shorts or something along the lines of that, right? It's absolutely crazy stuff what happened with this pump here. So yeah, that's what I would say about Bitcoin overall, guys. Please trade safe out there. Very, very volatile markets right now. Again, guys, partnered up with BitUnex, and they've got a very, very nice bonus for you guys as well. And again, link in the description for the copy trading, guys. I'm going to be starting this very, very, very soon. I was thinking in the new year, but I'm probably going to be starting it before then, I do think. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. And again, link is in the description. Short term for Bitcoin, guys. Again, I would expect some downside to follow this pump coming through. But yeah, that's going to be it from me, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. I will be back tomorrow with a lot more altcoin updates, guys. I'm going to be hitting the altcoins hard tomorrow. Probably going to do about 3 or 4 videos. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned for them. Notifications on. You know the score. If you like the video, drop a like. CC Gang, Telegram community. Link in the description. Hit me up on there. Good stuff. But for now, it's going to be peace out and goodbye from me, Crypto Chester.